Hi guys, Amy here, also known as Hidden Treasure Picker here on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, I'm a full-time online reseller selling mainly on eBay, but I also sell a little bit on Poshmark and Carhartt as well. I wanted to make a what sold video for you guys today, so let's go ahead and get into that. Okay guys, today is Monday, October 10th. And I wanted to show you guys what sold for us over the weekend. Mainly most of our sales came from eBay over the weekend. We do have one Poshmark sale, so I'll show you that as well. Not a ton of sales, but some decent sales in there. A couple really good sales. So let's go ahead and get started on what we got. As I go, I will put up comps on the screen to show you what it did sell for. All right, let's get started. So first, we sold this pair of Carhartt pants. They're a ripstop cargo pant, brand new with tags. I got several of these at a garage sale this summer for about $5.50 a piece. The guy had like 8 pairs. Some were this khaki color, some were black, and they were all pretty much the same size. So I bought all 8 of them from him, I think for a total of $45. So they ended up being like $5.60 a piece or something like that. So I've sold a few pairs already. And then this pair sold over the weekend for us. And this pair sold for $42 plus shipping. So that's a pretty good sale. Always be on the lookout for Carhartt. You guys have heard me say it before. That was a really cool find, though, to find several pairs that were brand new with tags. That's even better. Anytime you can find something new with tags, you're probably going to sell it for even more. So that was a really cool find. All right. Next, we have this Polo Ralph Lauren. It's just a sweater vest. A nice brown men's sweater vest. It was a good size in 2XLT, so a larger size and also tall. So anytime you can find bigger sizes, like big and tall sizes for guys, they tend to do better because usually, you know, men's big and tall sizes are more expensive for guys to buy in the first place. Sometimes they're harder to find. Most people know Ralph Lauren is a pretty good brand. So I got that at a thrift store. I think it was at Goodwill actually for about $4.50. It was on sale. And it sold for $21. So not too bad there. All right. Next we have a North Face quarter zip fleece pullover, men's size large, black. Nothing too special, but North Face is a very good brand. I think most people know. North Face is very popular. Lots of people really like North Face, and so that's a good brand to be on the lookout for. I got this one at a garage sale this summer for $5, and it sold for $22 plus shipping. So again, not too bad of a flip. Next up, we have these Duluth Trading Company jeans. They're a pair of gray jeans. Duluth Trading Company is another good brand to look out for. Very popular, has a pretty decent following. This was a pretty good size, size 44 by 30. So that's kind of a bigger size. Again, bigger sizes, always good to look out for with both men's clothing and women's clothing. If you can find big and tall sizes in men's stuff, and if you can find plus sizes in women's stuff, you're going to do pretty well with either one of those. Because they're both, you know, like I said, more expensive usually to buy in the first place, harder to find for a lot of people. So plus sizes, big and tall sizes, usually do pretty well. So these we got at a thrift store for $4, and they sold for $25 plus shipping. So again, not a huge profit on most of these, but you know, pretty decent for what we spent and what we're getting out of them. They're kind of like more bread and butter type items. Some clothing, you know, decent brands that have good followings. Those are going to bring you, you know, bread and butter type prices. So those are the things that are going to help pay your bills. They're not, you know, big, huge money makers normally. There are some brands that you can find that will be bigger and will make you more, but those are just decent, like I said, bread and butter type brands. All right, next. We have this Monster High doll. This is Claudine Wolf, and it's the Sweet 1600 version. So probably a lot of you know about Monster High dolls. They're very collectible. Again, have a huge following, very in demand. A lot of people like these Monster High dolls. So we usually pick these up whenever we find them. I mean, especially, you know, if they're cheap, we're always picking them up because they're definitely going to sell. There's been times we've gotten a lot of Monster High dolls before, and we sold them like crazy. One time we made this big purchase. I think I've talked about it on the channel before. Huge purchase of Monster High dolls. Several used, but most of them had like all of their accessories. And there was even some that were brand new still in the box that we bought from this lady. We made this huge purchase of tons of them for like $90 from a garage sale once, and we made a really good profit off that sale. So Monster High dolls are always something to look out for, even if they're not complete, because I think she is missing a couple things. She's mostly complete, actually. She even has her shoes. A lot of times they won't have their shoes. But yeah, even if they're not complete, they're still worth looking out for. This one we took an offer of $16.80 on, and we picked this up at a garage sale for only $2. So again, not a huge profit on this one, but it's still, to me, worth picking up to make, you know, $2 into 16. That's still a good deal to me. Again, that might not be something that you want to do. If you want larger profit margins than that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just, you know, in our business, we like to pretty much make a profit wherever we can. So obviously the big home runs are great, but we know that things aren't always going to go that way. So we'll take the smaller bread and butter items. It's still going to help us pay our bills. So there's that. All right, next. Next, I have this pair of Crocs sandals. Just some basic little Crocs sandals. Nothing special. Crocs, again, good brand. Lots of people love Crocs. And they usually sell pretty decent and pretty quickly. So these are just some women's size 7 Crocs. We got these at the thrift store for $3, and they sold for $24.97. So again, $3. Easy to list, easy to ship. These are super lightweight. They can go first class. So, you know, that's, to me, that's totally worth it. These were not hard to source. They weren't hard to take a picture of. They weren't hard to list. Pretty simple, basic. They'll be easy to ship. Probably can throw these in like a poly bag because, I mean, they're just, all they are is rubber. You know, there's nothing to them to get damaged, broken, really. And like I said, they're super lightweight because of that. So easily go in a poly bag, ship first class. Easy peasy. No big deal. $3 into $25. That's the kind of sales, like I said, that I'll take day after day after day. Works great for us. All right. Next, we have this little vintage McDonald's Halloween trick-or-treat bucket. I don't know if you guys remember these. I think these were made in like the 90s maybe. Yeah, let's see. It says 1991. So McDonald's put these out in the 90s. And apparently, from what I've heard, a rumor is that they are going to come back out with these this year. McDonald's is actually re-releasing some Halloween trick-or-treat buckets. They're supposed to come out sometime this month for Halloween, and that's the first time they've had them since they originally released them in the 90s. I think people are pretty excited about that. But even with that, someone still wanted one of the originals. This was something that we had from when we were younger, so this wasn't something that cost us anything, and it sold for $19.97. So again, I mean, even with the new ones coming out, somebody still wanted the nostalgia of having the old one, and so they were willing to pay like 20 bucks for it. And again, this is really lightweight, should be fairly easy to ship, and it didn't cost us anything because it was ours. So that always is great when you have something that you have from when you were younger and you can sell it because you don't have any necessarily nostalgia yourself for it. So you're like, hey, I might as well sell this. Somebody else will want it, and you can make something off of it. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and skip on to our Poshmark sale because that's another one where I had this when I was younger. This is a plush. It's Popples. I don't know if you guys remember the Popples. I think they were popular in like the 80s or 90s. This guy, like I said, he was mine when I was younger. The Popples are like a stuffed animal, and they usually they'll fold down into something else. So see, he's like a football, so you can fold him up and he'll go into the football. So then he's just like a football plush. See right here, I don't know if you guys can see where it says Popples on it. There was lots of different types of Popples, different characters, and they would fold into like different shapes and things like that. But this is the one that I had. And he took a while to sell. I've had him listed for a little while. I had him priced pretty high because some of the Popples can sell for quite a bit of money. But he was taking a really long time. And when I re-looked up comps, this particular one wasn't really going for that much, even on like eBay. So I got an offer on Poshmark for him for $18, and I decided to take it. But again, I mean, $18 for something that didn't cost me anything because I've had it just sitting around since I was a kid. Hey, I mean, that's great. Why not? All right. Let's see what we got next. Next, we can show you these Red Wing shoes. Now, Red Wing, again, good brand, good following. A lot of times their boots are more popular and more sought after and more expensive, and will usually sell for higher prices. These are just a pair of work Oxfords. So not as good as the boots. However, we still got a really decent sell on these. These cost $5 at the thrift store, and we sold them for $49.97. So, I mean, $5 into $50 is still great. Some of the boots sometimes can go for $75, $100, or even higher than that. So definitely always be on the lookout for anything Red Wing, whether it's like shoes like this, or especially the boots. You're probably going to be looking at a pretty good profit. All right. Next up is this Christmas Village collection piece. This is by Lee Max. It's part of the Carrolltown collection. It's the Anchor Point Lighthouse. So I think the lighthouse portion lights up and it spins. The beacon spins and lights up. So it's an electrical piece for a village. Christmas Village stuff can do really well, depending on what it is. I know a lot of the Department 56 stuff especially can do really well. This is just Lee Max, but some Lee Max stuff can be good as well. A lot of people really like the Christmas Villages, and they want to add pieces to their collection every year. And we're getting close to Christmas, so, you know, obviously this was a good time, because I actually just found this like a couple weeks ago. So this was a good time for me to find this and get this listed with Christmas coming soon. And I got it for $5, and it sold for $31. So yeah, that was a pretty good little sale there as well. So be on the lookout for stuff like that, especially right now. Christmas Village type items, you can do well with those. Like I said, always look them up, because some stuff doesn't go for as much as others. So make sure you're always looking them up. But in general, they're a good thing to be on the lookout for. And then our best sale of the week, or the weekend, I'm sorry, was this Sony camcorder. This Sony video camera. It's not new. It came with the box, so I still have it in its original box. But it's not new. It is used. However, this was a great find. Found this at a thrift store for only $3, which just blew my mind. First of all, that it was that cheap, and secondly, that it wasn't already gone by the time I got there, because most people know most anything Sony is great. People love Sony. That's another, obviously, great brand. I keep talking about all these great brands today, but Sony is another great brand with a great following. Lots of people like Sony items. And the Sony video cameras, the old video cameras, actually go really well too. I'm not sure why, because it is old technology, but some people really do like old technology and will pay up for it. So this, like I said, was only $3, and it sold for us over the weekend for $129.97. So that is an amazing profit. That's the kind of home run kind of stuff I'm talking about when I talk about the home runs. So, you know, everything else being more bread and butter, and then this was the big home run of the weekend. $3 into $130. It'd be great if you could do that all the time. Unfortunately, it's not usually the way it works. However, every other sale was still good. Again, helps pay the bills. You know, if you guys don't want that kind of business model, that's okay. We don't all have to have the same business model. If you guys don't want to sell something that you buy for $2 for $16, like the Monster High Doll, then you don't have to. I mean, don't do it. If you want to try and find all the home runs where you're paying $3 and selling something for $130, go look for those items. I personally find it harder to find those type of items. So when I do find those type of items, I'm going to be super excited and know that it's going to be my home run. And, you know, that's great, but that's not going to pay my bills on a consistent basis. What's going to pay my bills on a consistent basis is selling the items that are 2 into 16, 5 into 25, you know, so on and so forth. Those kind of things are going to be the things that are going to pay my bills on a regular basis. So those are the kind of things I'm always going to be on the lookout for. They're easier to find than the big home runs. So yeah, that's everything that sold this weekend, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did and you like my kind of content, please subscribe so you can keep seeing my other videos when I post them. I'm still trying to get on a more consistent basis with posting videos. It is difficult. It's difficult. I know a lot of other YouTubers may not make it seem like it's very difficult to keep up with, you know, running their business and running, you know, YouTube, but it is difficult to keep up with all of it. Reselling takes up a lot of your time between sourcing, taking pictures, listing, researching items, you know, everything that goes into shipping, everything that goes into reselling. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. And so sometimes it's hard to find the time, not necessarily to make the video, because the making the video part isn't really that time consuming most of the time. But, you know, having to edit the video and upload it to YouTube, that can be pretty time consuming. So, you know, it's almost like a whole nother full-time job. And some of the people that do YouTube and are able to post those videos pretty much every day, I'm pretty sure that they're putting in that kind of work. And that's great for them. I'm glad that, you know, we have other resellers out there that are able to do that, because I think it's great. I've learned a lot from other people on YouTube. And so I'm just hoping that, you know, I can teach you guys something as well, and that you're finding value in this. And maybe eventually I can become more consistent with my videos. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Have a great day. Have a great week. Make lots of sales. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. That helps me out. And until next time, keep on hunting for that hidden treasure.